Welcome to GatorsZone.com. I'm Chris Harry. He's Scott Carter. The University of Florida season ends Saturday in the Swamp when the Gators take on the rival Florida State Seminoles. The Gators are guaranteed their first losing season since 1979. They won't be going to a bowl game for the first time since 1990. Now come the Florida State Seminoles, the #2 ranked team in the country, a runaway train that's on a beeline to perhaps play for the national championship. Be a tough day for the Gators.
Yeah, I mean, nothing obviously would make their season at this point more than knocking off Florida State and spoiling their national title hopes for Florida fans who have been around for a while. That happened in 1997, so maybe the Florida Gators can pull a little of that magic out of their bag of tricks on Saturday. But, you know, it is going to be a huge task. I mean, Florida State comes in, their offense is averaging more than 40 points a game. Jameis Winston's a Heisman Trophy candidate, and you know, their offense is one of the best in the country, and their defense is also very, very good. So it's going to be a huge challenge for the Gators.
The Seminoles are beating teams by an average of 44 points per game. The Gators haven't scored 40 points in a game this season. It looks like it's going to be Skylar Morningweg again at quarterback for the Gators, but one of the bigger stories this week is the situations revolving around offensive coordinator Brent Pease. He had a press conference yesterday, got some really tough questions, was really classy and dignified, if you ask me, in some of his answers. Where does this offense stand right now under Coach Pease?
Yeah, Florida's offense has struggled this season. They're 14th in the SEC, 111th in the country, and you know, that's not the numbers that Brent Pease or Will Muschamp envision. And you know, we'll find out more about the future of the coaching staff and the program after the Florida State game. But on Saturday, you know, they're going to have to find ways to move the ball creatively, kind of like they did against South Carolina early in that game. They took the lead at halftime. Last week, they kind of run into some struggles against Georgia Southern. And, you know, Skylar Morningweg, he probably will make his third start since replacing injured Tyler Murphy. And, you know, he's going to have to make some plays for Florida to have a chance in this game. That's something that it's hard to ask of a young quarterback against a defense as talented as the Seminoles, but that's something that he's going to have to do.
Defensively, Florida obviously really struggled last week against Georgia Southern against that triple option, gave up 429 yards rushing. The Seminoles are obviously going to try to run the ball, but they're unlike Georgia Southern, they're also going to try to pass the ball. Jameis Winston, Heisman Trophy candidate. Here comes the Gators. They lost another linebacker in Mike Taylor, another linebacker, I believe, in Alex Anzalone. They will not play this week, so you know what are they looking at right here?
Well, one thing we know for sure, Chris, after this week, we will not be talking about who's missing next week's game. There's not another game. I mean, it's been another difficult injury stretch for Florida. Like you said, losing Mike Taylor and Alex Anzalone in the Georgia Southern loss, and now here you are facing Jameis Winston. 32 touchdown passes, over 3,000 yards. Oh, yeah, he can run also. Yeah. You know, he's got a lot of dangerous receivers, some good running backs in the backfield behind him, starting with Devontae Freeman. So you're just going to look at younger guys getting a chance. Jared Davis is a guy who we've seen more of lately. You're going to see a walk-on linebacker, Daniel Campbell, who we saw a little bit against Georgia Southern at the end of the game. You know, secondary, those guys are going to have to help in the run game. I mean, there's just a lot of challenges that they're facing on Saturday. And to get it done on defense, they're going to have to rely on a lot of young players.
The Gators will be trying to break that 6-game losing streak against the Seminoles. That game is Saturday at noon at the Swamp. The night before, Florida's basketball team will also play Florida State. So it's all Seminoles all the time this weekend in Gainesville. Scott Carter will be around. Chris Harry will be around. Please follow us. Thank you very much.